Hey guys, Rarely Appreciated here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing a song appreciation of the opening track of Kendrick Lamar's newest album, GNX. The track is called Whacked Out Murals. So yeah, let's get into this one. So Whacked Out Murals, as the title would suggest, is about Kendrick mural in Compton that got whacked out. There was a mural of his three faces outside a shop in Compton and somebody whacked it out. So what that means is somebody defaced it with graffiti and tagged all over it, blacked out the eyes. But also the title has a double meaning because whacked out mirrors could also mean that Kendrick feels like people are discrediting his art and trying to downplay everything that he's done and his discography and his career. So yeah, those are the two meanings that I've really taken from whacked out murals. So on this track, Kendrick really goes at a lot of people. He mentions a lot of names, but he also draws a line in the sand between him and the other people. So if they're not really, agreeing with what he's doing and what he wants to do with the art and to bring hip hop back to what it was in the music industry and the rap industry, he's like, you can be over that side. He's just drawing a massive line in the sand between him and all the people that want to do what he wants to do and wants to be a part of it, and then everybody else who wants to do everything for the wrong intentions, being in for the money and wanting to profit and not really for the art form and really creating meaningful tracks, videos and all that stuff. Like, he's really emphasizing this, and yeah, he talks about a lot how he struggled with his external pressures when creating his art, and he's just really resilient and wanting to keep, pushing the needle forward and doing great things for music and hip hop and his community. So when the track intros of Whacked Out Murals is the opening track, you hear like a very prominent Spanish female voice, and it's Dayra Barrera, who's a Spanish singer, which Kendrick found out about because he went to an LA Dodgers game and she was singing there, and he got in contact with her, brought her to the studio, and she's also posted about it and spoken about the experience and shared a photo. It's really interesting and really wholesome how like he just noticed her, she had a really good voice at just a random LA Dodgers game, and then got in contact with her to be on this track. And the translation of what she says in Spanish is, "I feel your presence here, the night of last night, and we start to cry." And then there's also more Spanish on the post-chorus, which the translation is, "That reflects in your gaze the night, you and me." So the verse starts with him saying, "Yesterday somebody whacked out my mural. That energy will make you move to Europe. But it's regular for me, yeah, that's for sure. The love and hate is definite without a cure." So he's saying, for most rappers, if they got a whacked out mural in their home city, their home, like where they live, their suburb, it'll make them move. You may make them move country, move to Europe or something like that, because they don't feel safe being where they've always lived their entire life just because someone doesn't agree with them. But yeah, he says the love and hate is definite without a cure. So he knows, Kendrick knows, he can acknowledge that he's both loved and hated, and it's such polar opposites between, and a lot of that was reflected in, like shown in the rap beef between him and Drake. Like a lot of people wrote him off when he didn't reply for like 17 days. And then when he did, everybody remembered why he truly is the greatest rapper. So as we continue, he says, "All this talk is made, that's on my lord. I'll kill them all before I let them kill my joy. I didn't been through it all, what you endure. It used to be F that, now it's plural. F everybody, that's on my body. My blick first, then God got me." So he's saying just drawing a massive line. He just doesn't mess with people. He's like, if you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. Just leave me alone. I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do and how I want to do it. And yeah, if you don't want to, if you don't want to hop on the ship with me, you'll get left behind. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, my blick first, then God got me. So yeah, we know Kendrick is very religious, and he talks a lot about on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But yeah, he's saying if it comes down to it, he's got his blick, so his gun first, and then God will, be the overall decider of what happens with him. I watch him pander with them backhanded compliments, put their head on a Cuban link as a monument. So yeah, they're just, people are pandering, picking sides, and you're just trying to play both sides and pandering and giving backhanded compliments, like a backhanded compliment, like a lot of with Kendrick is like, they talk about how he's like such a good like artist, but not really a great rapper, like saying like Drake's a better rapper, and like a lot of the compliments people were giving him during the rap beef were very backhanded. Put their head on a Cuban link as a monument. It's pretty self-explanatory. This one's really important. He says, "I paid homage and I always mind my business." So he's always paid homage to the, the greats, the Dr. Dre's, the Snoop Dogg's, the like Tupac, Biggie, like Nas, all those people. And then this part, he says, "I made the," and it's blanked out. I'm not even going to try and guess what it means. A lot of people have been trying to decipher it and really break down, and why did he bleep it out? Did he say something really like offensive and cancelable, like he doesn't want to say it, or did he mention someone? But Kendrick mentions people all the time, so why would it doesn't make sense. But anyways, I never lost who I am for a rap image. It's motivation if you wonder how I did it. Yeah, going up your rank. Know you are God even when they say you ain't. Yeah, keep your feelings out the way. Never let no one put smut up on your name. Yeah, keep your head down and work like I do. But understand everybody ain't gonna like you. Yeah, if they say it's love, you've been lied to. A couple rules of engagement, I'ma guide you. So yeah, he's pretty much just saying, keep doing what you want to do, keep working hard, don't worry about other people and what they think of you, always think about what you think of yourself and keep working hard. They're not going to like you, they don't have to, but yeah, you keep doing what you want to do and then you'll be successful. And Kendrick's saying he's going to guide. So what I think this means, he's going to put a lot of artists under his wings and really change the whole industry and, you know, make it a better place for artists in terms of being able to make money, being able to have creative freedom in what they want to create and not being forced to create a certain thing or not allowed to create a certain thing. So this is really, really good. Riding in my GNX with Anita Baker in the tape deck. Obviously, GNX, the name of the album, it's on the cover. GNX is a car, it's a Buick. It's created in the same year Kendrick was born. I'm not too sure if his dad had one or he had one growing up, but also it's a very rare car. There's only a few made, but also it was a lot faster than the cars in that time for a lot less in terms of parts and how much it costs. So Kendrick feels like he's a GNX. And also on his burner, Jojo Ruski, the Instagram account, he'd posted that car before years ago and nobody had noticed and what it was for. So Kendrick and PG Lang and Day Free have pretty much just been planning everything in advance and, you know, executing their plans. Like, Kendrick doesn't post on social media, he doesn't talk, he's not posting stories like Drake. He's literally like, he tweets a link, it's a video, it's an announcement, it's a tour or something, and every time he pops out, he shows people, and then he goes back into hiding. He doesn't have anything to say. He lets the art speak for itself, and that's why I think he's truly great. He doesn't need to be posting stories and doing all this extra stuff. He just, he shows up when he needs to. He puts out the art, puts out the music, puts out a video, a tour, link, whatever. And then he goes back, he's a family man. He wants to stay with his family, with Whitney and his kids, be a good father, and not worry about being in the spotlight too much. And what he's been doing is giving a lot of other artists the spotlight. And on this album, he does that because he has a lot of features from lesser known like LA artists, and also he's just really showing them the ropes and giving them, a shout out or giving them a chance to showcase themselves to the world, because Kendrick has a big audience already. See, that's what I really, really like about it. And then F apologies, I want to see you all geeked up. Don't acknowledge me, then maybe we can say it's fair. Take it to the internet and I'm gonna take it there. And we all saw how that happened. Miss my uncle Lil Maine, he said that he would kill me if I didn't make it. Now I'm possessed by a spirit and they can't take it. That's such a powerful lyric, so meaningful. And this is the most controversial part. He's just gonna name everybody. He doesn't care anymore. There's no sneak dissing. He says, I don't even think this is a diss, to be honest. Used to bump the Carter 3. I held my rolly chain proud. Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. So if you don't know about this situation, Kendrick was announced as the performer, he was for the halftime performer for the Super Bowl in 2025 in New Orleans, where Lil Wayne is from. And Lil Wayne thought, he deserves it, but nobody had even considered him for it. Let me be honest, Lil Wayne's a great rapper, icon, legend. But when it comes to performing, he's not a great performer, to be honest. You've seen his performances, I can show you, but you can go and look for it. Kendrick Lamar, great artist, great rapper, great performer. He had a great 2024. He deserves to perform at the Super Bowl in 2025. So yeah, Lil Wayne just was crying and being like, they took it from me. Come on, man. And even he recently had a very ironic tweet saying some people can't apologize or thank people when they need to or something like that. And yeah, come on, man. Kendrick deserves Super Bowl 2025. It was destined. He had the best year. He won the rap beef. He had the biggest track with Not Like Us. He definitely deserves the Super Bowl. But yeah, he's saying he used to bump the Carter 3. He used to be a fan of Lil Wayne growing up. And there's so much evidence out there that Kendrick's a fan of Lil Wayne. I mean, there's that video of Kendrick crying and begging Lil Wayne not to retire and mouthing or singing the Lil Wayne tracks. And he's like, yeah, I held my rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Lil Wayne didn't even, give him a congratulations. It's more wow, they took it from me. I should have had it. But Kendrick's worked hard for this. Kendrick's inspired by you, and he's worked so hard to achieve what he has, and he deserves it. And this is how you feel? Because I feel like it's very immature and very unprofessional. And then Kendrick, the good part is whatever though. It's not a diss. He's just acknowledging. He's just being this is how I feel. Call me crazy, everybody questionable. Turn me to an Eskimo. I drew the line and decimals. That's slick. Very, very slick bar, Kendrick. Snoop posted tailor made. I prayed it was the edibles. Why did Snoop Dogg post tailor made? A diss track by Drake using an AI Tupac voice and an AI Snoop Dogg voice. I prayed it was the edibles. I hope it was the edibles. Why is Snoop Dogg doing this? Why he's a West Coast artist. Why is he not supporting Kendrick? Why is he posting it? And then, you know, we've all seen that tweet. Snoop posted it later. Oh, sorry man, it was the edibles. GNX, Kendrick, the King, whatever. Anyways, I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. Won the Super Bowl, and Nas was the only one to congratulate me. Shout out to Nas, man. I love Nas. Like, even like his recent run of albums, so good. He's so like consistently been good, like back in his day in the 90s and 2000s, and even now. Like, I just like Nas so much. Just like, thank God, him and Pusha T are the only ones publicly showing their support and appreciation and giving their congratulations to Kendrick. Only like the people that I've seen are Pusha T and Nas, the biggest like rappers, and obviously Jay-Z as well. All these agitated. I'm glad they're showing their faces. Quite frankly, plenty artists, but they outdated. Old ass flows trying to convince me that I'm their favorite. Oh no, old ass flows trying to convince me that you their favorite. This is not for lyricists. I swear it's not the sentiments. F a double entendre. I really want you to feel this. Old soul. I probably built them pyramids. Ducking strays when I rap battled in the Nickersons. Yeah, he's just saying, he's just being very straight up. He's not giving any entendres. He's just straight up saying how he feels. It's not for the lyricists. He's just completely detailing how he feels and his frustrations and voicing his concerns and just putting it all out there. And then he says, where you from? Not where I'm from. We all indigenous. Against all odds, I squabbled up for them dividends. Against all odds, I showed up as a gentleman. Which is pretty much he's done. He's been very cordial. He's been very respectful. He's paid homage and he's mind his business. You know, he's just doing it in such a good manner, in such a good professional manner. And people are just still trying to look to discredit him. I done lost plenty friends, 16 to be specific. Put that on my kids' children. We gon' see the future first. They're like big tripping. I just want what I deserve. Like, they're saying Kendrick Lamar's tripping. They're saying like, you know, he's lost his mind. He just wants what he deserves. He's worked so hard for it. He's done so much good for the hip hop, for the industry, and just for people, his fans. He's impacted a lot of people and he just wants what he deserves, and that's fair enough. And he talks more about it at Man on the Garden. What bridge they done burnt? All of them. It's over with. I'm doing what COVID did. They'll never get over it. This is insane. COVID bars in 2024? He's going to do what COVID did? Everybody knows what COVID did, but that's insane. Like, they'll never get over it. Like, we're still suffering with the impacts and the implications of COVID after it happened. Like, we're still in 4 years later. Like, he's lost his goddamn mind. But this isn't like a crash out. This is like a controlled crash out, like a reasonable crash out. And I love this album. Like, it's not a crash out album, but you get that vibe in some parts of it. People from my city couldn't entertain Old Boy, promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. I never pieced it up. That don't sit well with me. So what I think he's talking about here is talking about how some rappers, or a certain rapper, was trying to, you know, get in touch with people in Compton to try and get Kendrick killed. And it was like, you know, like how Tupac and Biggie ended up, like that sort of situation, trying to get him killed, you know, promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. He never pieced it up. That don't sit well with him. Before I take a truce, I'll take him to hell with me. That's a crazy bar. If that money got into the hands of a crash dummy. I just like the way that he's worded this. Like, if that money got into the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. They mad because I decided not to pretend. You stay politically correct, I'ma do what I did. That's a thing a lot of people like about Kendrick Lamar. He's not politically correct at all. He'll say what he says and how he says it. He's still thoughtful and he still cares about how people feel and how people think, but he still is going to be his truest self, and he's not going to let people stop that. Ain't no sympathy here. This is hilarious. A lot of opinions, but no power to carry it. 2025, they're still moving on some scary stuff. Tell them to quit their job and pay their severance. Is this a severance bar? Like the Apple TV show? Tell them quit their jobs and pay their severance. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But yeah, he's saying there's a lot of opinions, no power to carry it. Like, a lot of people are saying it, but they don't really mean it. They're not really backing it up. They're just like talking online, you know, the Twitter fingers, the keyboard warriors. Don't insult my intelligence. I'm not for the television. Teleport to Bullett's Road and dig up all my relatives. Crazy imagery that you just, just built in your head. It's crazy. Okay, let's settle it. If these been fake loyal, since you're pandering to choose a side, let me do it for you. Okay, F your hip hop. I watched the party just die. Watch the party die, he's done that. They cackling about, he blanks it out again. What has he said? A lot of people think he says, did he? Because the next part is, while all of y'all is on trial, they thought I was antisocial when I stayed inside of my house, when he didn't reply for 17 days. But really, you better off to have one woman. Everything tricky right now. Kendrick just wants to spend time with his family. He's very loyal. He's only going to pop out and show out when he needs to. And, when he needs to express something in his art, he's not going to be tweeting and posting. Yeah. You live in denial. AF anybody that's empathetic to the other side. Straight up just saying it. A loser love losers. They exist with them in style. Exterminate them right now. Make Cat Williams and them proud. Cat Williams podcast started the year. Opened up the portal. The whole year's been blowing up with drama and news and allegations and accusations. Has been crazy in hip hop and Hollywood. Make Cat Williams and them proud. The truth about to get loud. No juice inside of my cup. I sober up and knock them all off. Don't let no white comedian talk about no black women. That's law. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Andrew Schultz. He doesn't name him, but he's talking about don't let white people talk about black people. Don't let them talk about black women. Don't let them talk about black problems. And also on Andrew, I think it's most likely referring to Andrew Schultz making jokes about black women on that podcast with those two UK podcasters. And then, yeah, they just didn't say anything. They just sat there and just accepted it. But Andrew Schultz, he's come out further to say some really terrible, disgusting stuff and trying to excuse it as a joke. And I'm really interested to see if Kendrick replies or acknowledges it or what he has to say. Because, yeah, it's just really horrible stuff. And there's just some things you just shouldn't joke about. Like, you can make jokes, but you can't control how people will react to them. Like, you can't control how people react and think and feel about them. I know propaganda work for them, and F whoever that's close to them. The N-words that the C word, the N-words that are being groomed, slide on both of them. Y'all ever ate Cap'n Crunch and proceeded to put water in it? I've never done that, so I don't know what that means, but I know what it means, but I can't relate to that experience growing up. And a lot of this album I've noticed, especially in the Skull Bop music video, I'm not from the West Coast, I'm not from LA, I'm just a tourist, I'm just a guy living in Sydney, Australia, talking about hip hop because I love it. But yeah, there's a lot of this album and a lot of Kendrick Lamar that I really can't comment on because it's not for me. It's not for me to interpret and break down and Easter eggs and analyze. It's just for me to appreciate it and just let it there. And whoever he's targeting it for that can understand the references and they're growing up in their community, it's for them. And I can fully understand that. Sometimes you just got to be a tourist and watch from the other side of the gate and not really try to be a tourist and get in. And a great way someone explained it is Professor Sky explained it as an oceanographer in the coral reef. And we're tourists, right? An oceanographer doesn't want people going into the coral reef and damaging it and destroying it and invading their home. And, it's it's a very complex biodiversity and ecosystem and you want to protect it. And that's how Kendrick feels about the music, about hip hop, about LA, about the West Coast, about Compton. He's very protective of it. He wants to revitalize it, strengthen it, make it better again, but also protect it. And he's very protective of it. And it's really beautiful to see. Pulled over by the law, you ride him dirty so can't argue with him. Then make it to be a star, bare your soul and put your heart up in it. Well, I did. Whack the murals out, but they're no legend if my legend ends. He's just talking a lot of things that he's experienced in his life and his childhood and growing up. And a lot of people can't experience it because they didn't grow up how he grew up in Compton in the hood with Pyrus and Crips and Bloods and but yeah, the last line is a really good line to end the track. He says, whack the murals out, but ain't no legend if my legend ends. There is no legend if his legend ends. His legend needs to continue. His discography, his music videos, just everything he's done as an artist, his performances, they need to keep living. Because there is no legend if his legend ends. And there's so much with his music. If you go from Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and now GNX, and just everything else in between. It's really important. I think Kendrick's music will survive the test of time and keep living on because he raps a lot about the human experience. And as long as we live as humans on this planet for however hundreds or thousands of years, people will relate to what he says because it's real. Like, I feel like a lot of his music will be looked as historical references and, you know, talked about as sources. And yeah, I just think his music is going to far outlive a lot of other rappers. And like he said, Prince outlived Mike Jack, and Michael Jackson, Prince outlived him both in real life and both in the music. And also Kendrick's definitely going to outlive Drake, like in terms of the music and the art and just how meaningful and how impactful it is. And I'm really, really excited to talk more about this album and the other tracks on this album. But yeah, Whacked Out Murals is it's the longest track on this album, such a long intro. He says so much. The beat is so killer and so gritty, and like you can feel it. Like I really like when what they're rapping about and the lyrics matches the beat and the beat progression. Shout out to Jack Antonoff, Soundwave, Mustard, and all the other people who produced this album. They've just done a really, really great job. But yeah, Whacked Out Murals, I really, really enjoyed it. It was like listening to this album at 4 a.m. on like a Friday or Saturday morning. Just really, really gritty intro. Like I was great. Like I was feeling great because he just named people. He said what he wanted to say. He is really, you know, dictating it and like saying how he truly feels about people in the industry and what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, and you know, creating sides and saying like, you can stay on that side, I'm gonna keep doing me. I don't care about the people who are giving me backhanded compliments and not really giving me credit, and really, you know, that are more upset, like they're really upset that they didn't get an opportunity that he got. And you know, it's really crazy that only Pusha T and Nas are the two rappers that are publicly congratulating him. Not even J. Cole, like, come on. So yeah, Whacked Out Murals is a really, really great track. I'm excited to get into the other tracks on this album. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching this video, this song appreciation on Kendrick Lamar's Whacked Out Murals. If you like what you saw, please leave a like down below and comment and subscribe and turn on the notifications. Stay tuned for more videos. Please also comment down below other artists, songs, and albums you want me to listen to and appreciate and make videos about. But yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.